Road to the IPO with the co-host Hugo Prince.
What's up?
And today's guest is Berel Solomon. He's an amazing entrepreneur and LinkedIn superstar. So as for those that might not know you, and everyone should know you by now, right? So can you introduce yourself to the audience?
Hey guys, first of all, thank you for having me on your show. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
My name is Berel Solomon. I am 29. Actually, I just turned 30 last week. 30 years old. I left my 20s. I grew up here in Montreal, and I was always interested in business. I had my own businesses as a kid. I went to go work for my family business when I was 20 years old. I worked there for about 8 years. And I worked my way up, and I became president of that company. And at a certain point, I realized, you know what, it's time for me to go out on my own. And I enjoy, being the leader, being the boss, being the owner. And I decided to open up Wealthy Commercials, which is my current company. We produce videos for the medical industry mainly, and then we help. And then we push them out online, whether it's on Apple TV, whether it's on like CNN AdWords or Google AdWords or Facebook marketing, Instagram marketing, YouTube marketing. But our core of our business is video production. We built it to, we're 20 people now, maybe a little bit more actually. We hired a few salesmen, probably about 22 now. We're rounding $2 million in sales in our second year, which is super exciting.
Yes.
And my goal is to do $100 million in sales. I'm aiming for nothing less, God willing.
Wow. So let's talk about your family business, because for those that are watching this, maybe they're working with the family. And I want to talk about the challenges that working with family, like success and everything. How are it like difficult to be in a family business?
Oh, you hit a very, very sensitive subject, but it's okay. It's good. It's good. So, first of all, if anybody has a family business, I 100% recommend going to go work for your family business for a certain amount of time, because it is an incredible learning experience, and nobody's going to teach you like your father, your mother, or your family. And I think that if a person has that opportunity, they should 100% take it. Problem with family businesses is you get stuck, because usually people that work in family businesses get paid more than they should. Meaning if they're an average person off the street, they would not earn that amount in the family business. So your lifestyle becomes adjusted to earning that amount and being treated like somebody who is the owner's son or the owner's daughter. Or so the problem is you get sort of caught in a trap, because eventually you cannot leave, because if you leave and you go work in another company, you're going to be paid less and be treated less. So again, if you have the opportunity to learn in a family business, 100% suggest it, but also always keep that sort of option open on the side to go into your own business, because things could get sticky in family business.
So you can get experience with the family business, and then after that you can launch your business.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like I said, no one's going to teach you like your family.
True. Cool. So why did you decide to quit your family business and become an entrepreneur?
Why did I decide to stop working there?
Yes.
So I was working alone with my father for a long time. It was just me and him, really, and it was just meaning in the managerial role, and then everybody else was an employee. The second more family came in is when it starts to become difficult, because a family member is entitled to have the same position on the executive as well. Yes. So it was hard for me. I like to make decisions. I like to be in control. I like to, when I make a decision, I don't like to ask anybody. You have to get a vote. I like to go for it right away. And when you have other family members involved, you have to give them the respect of that. So I decided, instead of us, fighting all the time and arguing all the time, and if I stay in the family business, I'm not going to have the family and I'm not going to have the business. So I decided, I could either kick everybody else out and I stay, which would not have been, which would not have been fair, or I leave and everybody does their thing. Thank God my family business is doing great. My brothers are amazing. My father's amazing. They're flying, and my business is doing great as well. And I'm really happy with the decision, because now I have my family and I have the business.
Cool. So go ahead.
Yeah. So for those starting out their businesses, how would they get to their first million?
Well, I haven't done it yet. You mean in sales?
Yeah. In
okay,
sales,
fine.
Yeah.
I haven't done it in savings. That's my next, which is equity in a business. That's my next goal is to aim for $1 million in equity. So $1 million in sales, we hit that probably 8 months ago,
Okay.
9 months ago. So it's all about sales. When a lot of people, when they're starting businesses, they're concerned with so many different things, and sales sometimes falls they don't really think about sales.
Okay.
So they'll think about every little detail of the product, every little thing that could go wrong, but they don't focus on the money. At the end of the day, I don't care how good your product is, I don't care how good your service is, if you are not selling, you are not getting into the market.
Sure. Yeah.
So, and you're not going to create that revenue. So when I first started, I'd say probably 8 hours of my day was focused, or 9 hours of my day was focused on selling, and then 1 hour of my day was focused on administration.
Okay.
The problem is, what happens is, as your business grows, that equation ends up flipping, that 1 hour of your day is spent on selling and 9 hours are spent on administration.
Okay.
So what I did was I hired people to take care of my administration here.
Yes.
So I hired a secretary, I hired a creative director, I hired a full-time project manager. I hired all these people to take off the administrative roles,
Yes.
so that I could focus more on the selling. And when I was able to do that, I was able to bring the sales to the next level.
Okay, cool.
Now what I've done is I have 4 full-time salesmen that are in the room right behind this wall. I have 4 full-time salesmen that are pounding on the phone and
Okay.
banging on LinkedIn all day, every day, bringing in sales for the company.
So for all the entrepreneurs that are watching this, you think it's important to go and learn sales before going all in business?
100%.
Okay.
100%. I mean, but then you have guys like my father-in-law, who is like an anomaly. My father-in-law is an extremely successful businessman.
Yes.
And he builds houses.
Okay.
But he understands the importance of sales. Like he's never really been in sales, but he manages the sales team.
Okay, good.
So the answer is, I think that it's the shortcut. You don't have to be brilliant. He's a brilliant guy.
Yeah.
That's why I think he made it.
Okay.
I'm not personally. I was never good in school. I was never good at math. I'm not an architect, a lawyer, a dentist.
Yes.
I just was never able to study properly.
Okay.
But I was able to study sales, and you don't have to be brilliant to make a lot of money and to be successful in business with sales.
Cool.
So the answer to your question is yes. If
Yes.
you're not a brilliant guy or girl, and you're just like an average person, if you learn sales, it will fast track you to being successful in whatever that you're going to do.
So how did you learn sales, and did you have like a mentor, or where did you get the information?
So this guy right here, did you guys bring this book?
Yes.
Is this for me, or are you leaving with
Oh,
this?
wow.
No, we're leaving with
It's
it,
fine. I read
but-
this book 100 times. So this book actually is written by a guy named Grant Cardone.
Yes.
He's like he's the number one sales trainer in America right now, and he taught me everything that I know.
Okay.
And he assured me that I was able to. He is what has allowed me, of course, with God's help. Of course, nothing could happen without that. But he is what allowed me to hit the ground running after I left my father's business, to not miss a beat, because he teaches sales training.
Okay.
So all you got to do is YouTube this guy, go on any social media forum, just follow whatever he says, drink it, and you're gonna win.
Rank alone.
Yeah, and I train all the time. I was never good at school, really, because I just didn't like it. It didn't apply to me. It was like, I felt there was a very big disconnect between what they're teaching in school and what's going on in the world. And I was never good at school, so I always thought I was not able to learn. But when I learn things that I like, when I learn things that are applicable, when I learn things that I could use the next day, that I could translate into a monetary or personal value, I'm really, really good at learning. This
Okay.
book I've read 10 times.
10 times 10x.
I don't think I read 10 books in my whole educational career,
Okay.
but this one I read 10 times. Bam.
So before we talk about your company, there is something very inspiring about you. The day you decide to launch your company, you went to your house and you told your wife that you're gonna start your company, and she just say, do it, something like that. She just say, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah. So there's an expression, happy wife, happy life.
Yes.
But it even goes more than that. You know, I don't think you guys are married yet, right?
No.
Yes.
So God willing, you'll meet, your
Fantastic
somebody
wife.
beautiful on the inside, on the outside, and you'll be very happy young men and go off and get married to great women. But there's something very special that happens when you're married, is that your spouse actually knows you sometimes even better than you know yourself,
Yeah.
and she's able to mirror back to you. So my wife saw that I was unhappy, and for her, my happiness was more important than the risk that I was taking
Okay.
to go start my own business.
Do you think that the fact that she said go ahead helped you to really go ahead?
100%. If my wife would not have given me her blessing, there's no way that I would have had the guts
Yeah.
to go forward. It's very important that when you're in a relationship, when you're in a marriage, to move at the same speed, on the same page
Okay.
as your spouse.
Cool.
So I probably would have not gone forward.
Cool.
So it was very gutsy for her because I had a great job, had a great salary,
Yes.
had a great everything, I had
Yeah.
stability. And she told me, she said, listen, you're not happy. Go start your own thing if you want.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
So we are live on Facebook on Antoine's page and Berel's too. So hi everyone that's watching this live. So we're with Berel Solomon. And let's talk about your company. Let's talk about video content and wealthy commercials. So why video content? Why?
¿Tienes gentes que hablas español?
Sí, tengo gente que habla
Sí,
español.
sí. ¿Eso es tuyo?
Ese es Antoine.
Ah, de Antoine. Ok. Ok. El próximo vez, ok? La próxima vez.
Okay.
Okay. What were you asking? Sorry.
Why video content? Why video content? So how did you make that decision?
Yeah, that's a good question. I actually get asked all the time, how did I decide to start Wealthy Commercials and start doing videos? Like, where did that come from? So I sat down with a list of all the possible businesses that were interesting to me. I written down like 20 things.
Okay.
It was just like a brainstorming. You remember in high school or elementary, they say brainstorm,
Yeah.
meaning don't let your brain. A lot of times people don't like to brainstorm because their brain, they don't see how they could do it, so they don't allow themselves to think.
Okay.
I had everything from selling airplanes to selling meat to open up my own chain of laundromats to what else is on, like crazy things. I'd create like being a real estate agent, opening up a life insurance company. Like there was a lot of things on there. Video production was on there.
Okay.
And it was the thing that was the lowest barrier to entry and the highest profit margin.
Okay.
So meaning I had to make no significant investment to start the company.
Yeah.
I didn't have to buy any equipment. Everybody that I hired had their own equipment. I didn't have to hire anybody full time. There was tons of freelancers. So there was very little barrier to get into it versus, if you want to open up your own line of laundromats, for example, you have to invest in the equipment, in the real estate,
Yes.
in the licensing, there's just a lot, there's a big barrier to entry. And also the profit margins were good. Right, so today everybody wants video content.
Okay.
That's the number one thing that people are starving for. I don't care what business it is. I'm realizing now in my personal business how much video we use in our sales process,
Yes.
like in our brass tacks everyday grind, that it's even showing me more and more how much companies need video.
Cool.
So I realized that there was a desire for it, so I was able to charge what I wanted. And 3 is I like to be on video.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
so I figured that if I have a video production company, I might have some people around me that know how to use a video camera,
Okay.
and I could get on video every now and then.
Yeah, so you became big on LinkedIn. So
Yeah.
why did you decide to go all in on LinkedIn?
So LinkedIn kind of went all in on me.
Okay.
Because I was doing the exact same thing on all the other social media platforms, and none of them was just giving. None of the platforms were giving me the love that I was giving to it, and LinkedIn
Yeah.
just totally received me and picked me up and said, "Hey, we like what this guy's talking about." And I think that the reason is because people were very in a box on LinkedIn. Like
Yep.
people had LinkedIn in a sort of this very conservative box, so they would talk about such boring stuff like today's interest rate rise to 3.42% and our projection for second quarter is looking grim. And I came on and started dancing on cars. On LinkedIn.
Yeah,
You know?
people use LinkedIn for the CV too, so I put my experience and
Right.
everything.
And everyone was so scared on LinkedIn, and I had nothing to lose. I think
Yeah.
that's a very important factor that I don't talk about enough. I had nothing to lose.
Okay.
I had everything. I literally, I didn't have a job. I didn't have any money. I didn't have anything. I hit rock bottom, right? So when you have nothing to lose, you're willing to go all out.
Okay.
And that's what I did. I went all out. And I said, whether LinkedIn likes me or hates me, I'm still broke and have nothing.
Okay.
So I may as well just while out.
All in, yeah.
Yeah, and I went all in, and the platform loved it. So that's my advice to everybody: is go all in. You have nothing to lose.
By the way, you're gonna still sell airplanes?
I would like to buy an
They're all
airplane.
lines.
I would like to eventually buy an airplane. Yes,
that would be
that's my
nice.
ultimate goal. I would like to buy an airplane.
Good. Let's talk about the company, Wealthy Commercials.
Yes.
I want to know what you guys do exactly. This company, where is it going and everything?
Sure. Grace, can you pass me that over there? So our core business
Yeah.
is video production. Everything starts with a video.
Okay.
I think that where a lot of social media marketing companies fall flat is they don't have the content producing capabilities.
Yes.
Our main bread and butter here, everything that we do starts with a video. So our main core business at this point in time is we go into hospitals and nursing homes, drug rehab centers, and elderly care centers in the United States of America.
Okay.
And yeah, I love America. Quebec, nothing going on here. Quebec is broke. Welfare province. Like, I was on Queen Mary yesterday. I mean, Queen Mary is like a busy street, like Queen Mary and DeCarry. Like, that's like central, core, heart of the city, 15 minutes away from anywhere in Montreal. And there's like Alouette signs on every single like storefront.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's going on here? This isn't like a third world country. This is Canada, Montreal, but Quebec is there's nothing going on here. So the United States of America is where most of our business is. I'd say 90%.
Okay.
So we go into these medical facilities. We film a 2-minute video,
Yes.
and we will then put it into these video brochures. So when you open it up,
Okay.
the video actually starts playing on the inside.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's no video actually loaded on this, but there's just a dummy one.
Okay.
And then they'll use it to market their facilities.
Okay.
So that's our core business right now. So we have clients, big clients in the medical industry.
Okay.
So then we'll take that video, we'll chop it up into a 15-second video, we'll put it on Facebook, we'll build a landing page, we'll drive traffic, and they'll get patients into their facilities that way.
So where do you see this industry going with the rise of audio and everything, the podcasts, and you think that people will be watching less videos and everything?
Well, the medical industry is great because everybody dies.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's why I love it. You know, no, really, but it's true. I never realized why why it's so big, why there's so much money in the medical industry. Why? Because everybody's a customer.
Yes.
One time or another, not you. I don't know. Maybe you're not going to die, but at one point in history, we will all need medical attention. So that's why I like that industry. But the video business and the video industry, I mean, listen, it's been around for a long time. Think about Charlie Chaplin.
True.
You know, black and white. I mean, I think it's just evolving. I had the same question when LinkedIn originally launched video application. So, like in the past 12 months ago, you could not directly upload a video to LinkedIn and put it out. You had to put like a YouTube link or you had to put something. And I was very nervous about that for my business because I said, if everybody could just hold the camera and record and just post it on, you know, LinkedIn, what's going to happen to my business? And I remember being very nervous about this, and it's only done really good for my business. Meaning, it's not only is it not dying, but there's becoming so many more ways to get the distribution of your video out there that video is becoming more popular than ever before.
Okay, cool.
And because there is so much of that, you know, one-handed, shaky, you know, type of video, bad sound and everything, it makes it even easier for our professional videos to stick out.
Yeah.
I think every company needs like a mixture of like 90% organic content, where you're posting, you know, what's going on in the office and like those, you know, selfies and the selfie videos and whatever. 90% of companies' marketing should be that, but you need that 10% that's like spot on, that delivers your message clearly, concisely, and professionally, and that's what we do. We worry about the 10%.
Cool, that's great, awesome.
A lot of problem with companies right now is they're doing 0%.
Okay.
They're not doing the organic and they're not doing the professional, and everybody's moving forward while they're thinking if it will continue to be a trend. It's a trend. It's not a trend. It's reality. Look at your 13-year-old daughter. How many videos she consumes a day? All right, it's crazy. It's crazy.
So you sound like Gary Vaynerchuk. So can you talk to us more about your collaboration with Gary V?
So Gary V was pretty cool. We did a collaboration together. Shout out Gary. He's a good guy. We did a shout out. We did a shout out together. we did a conference together in Toronto about the importance of video for B2B businesses, and he is the same like me, all in on video. That it's irreplaceable.
Yeah, that's true.
So we did something in Toronto. Super nice guy. And he's a nice guy. Like, he's very sensitive. That's what I liked about Gary. He's just a sensitive guy. Like, he really cares about every single person in the room.
Yeah. That's great.
Cool.
Good guy.
So let's talk about the LinkedIn meetup.
Yes.
You organized one of the biggest LinkedIn meetup in Montreal and also in America, New Jersey.
Yes.
How did you do
New
it?
York also, which is amazing.
Okay.
How did I do that?
Yeah.
So again, I saw a trend that people are doing like these LinkedIn, they're calling it LinkedIn locals,
Yeah.
LinkedIn meetups, and I saw them happening all over. And I saw that there was like 50 people at them, 80 people, 70 people, and I said, that's crazy. I believe I could get 1,000 people.
Okay.
Sorry, that's not true. I said I think I could get 200 people.
Okay.
And I remember I rented a room for 200 people down the street. It was
Okay.
it's a called Candy Gallery, and I rented it when I went to go launch this. And after like 4 days, we had 600 people that signed up.
Oh wow.
And I was in shock. And I said, okay, this is really powerful. And I went to go. And these things don't happen to me, by the way. I'm not like, I see like the way that Donald Trump operates.
Yes.
And you ever see like everything just works out perfectly? Like the guy will like fly to North Korea, and the most evil guy on planet Earth will like sign over a nuclear deal and like stop all of this world proliferation of nuclear. I'm not like that. Like I'm more like scrappy. Like things don't work out perfectly for me. I'm not that type of guy. Like I don't get lucky.
Okay.
Here, I got lucky.
Okay.
I got lucky. Like I put it out and it way over my expectations. Usually my life has been that everything has been way under my expectations. Like wealthy commercials, although we're having, incredible success,
Yes.
and I say success like this because when I get to 100 million, I'll consider that a lot of success, but there was no luck anywhere here.
Okay.
Like I spoke with my father-in-law earlier before. He was telling me a story that when he first opened up he sells sheets.
Yeah.
Like when he first opened up that business, the competitor like really upset their salespeople,
Okay.
and the next day they knocked on my father-in-law's door, and 6 salespeople in that industry that already had a whole book of business came to come work for him, and he had a business overnight.
Okay.
Like that's luck.
Okay.
Like I have had no luck in this business. It has been like blood, sweat, and tears.
Okay.
But this LinkedIn meetup was luck. I want more luck in general.
But do you think it's your mindset? Like you focus on a lot of positive things that you get a lot of positive results.
Yeah, so it's a good point. I spend like a large part of my energy every single morning getting my head straight because I don't know about everybody else, but I don't wake up happy in the
No?
morning.
Mhm.
No, I don't. Like,
Why so?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe ask God, ask my mom, I don't know. But I don't know. I like every day that I wake up is like, I don't know, there's stresses in life. You have to pay bills. Things aren't going your way. You have to find wives. You have to, or the wife that you have isn't happy with you or whatever. Like there's all kinds of things. There's all kinds of things that like the world is a painful place for the soul does not like being in the body in the world. It's a stressful place to be.
Okay.
Like turn on CNN. It's like
Yeah.
actually don't.
Yeah.
Don't turn on CNN. But life doesn't. So every part of my day, I spend a lot of my day getting my head straight. Really, getting my head positive and just, pumping myself up.
Okay. So we're almost at the end of the podcast, and
Oh no, we just started to have fun.
yeah, but I want to ask you a question. I don't know if I can ask it. Are you a fan of Donald Trump?
I love Donald
Oh
Trump.
my God.
Yeah, I love him.
Then we can get a lot of views now. People.
Whatever. I have to let me clarify that statement. I do not take my spiritual advice from him. I have a rabbi for that. I do not take my parenting advice from him. I have my parents' teachers for
Okay.
that. I would not want him to be my father. I don't think that he would have given me the proper attention
Yes.
that I needed. But as a president of the United States of America,
And as a businessman too.
what's that? And as a good businessman, and he's strong on the world stage, and he puts his country first, which I respect tremendously. I respect him as the president of the United States. I think he's doing a great job for a guy that had zero experience in politics. I mean, he went from like business to politics. He wasn't the mayor, he wasn't the senator, he wasn't the vice president.
Yeah.
He went from zero to hero overnight, and I respect the guy, what he's been able to achieve tremendously. I think he's doing great.
Hey, I want to talk about the entrepreneurship because we see a lot of kids that go into entrepreneurship and they say I'm an entrepreneur. They put it on the Instagram profiles.
Yeah.
But you're always talking about the real entrepreneurship, like the sad, the hard work. Can we talk about that? Can you give advice to the young kids that want to start their own business?
Yes, 100%. So any young kids that are out there, Grace hears this all the time because she hears me talk all the time, but I say the same thing like a broken record. Do not, ladies and gentlemen, do not go from high school to becoming an entrepreneur, okay? Do yourself a favor. While all kids are still young, my suggestion has always been to go work in a business, find the most successful man or the most successful woman that you know, and work for that person for free for however long they'll let you be there, and just say to them, hey, sir or miss or dad or mom or aunt or uncle or cousin, listen, I will drive you to work, I will shine your shoes, I will make you coffee, I will bring you lunch. Please just let me learn from you for as long as I possibly can.
Okay.
People think that I opened up Wealthy Commercials and I became this business guru overnight. I had 8 years working in my father's business of learning on his lap day in and day out how to run a business.
Yes.
So although the business is different, the principles are all the same.
Yes.
So I think people are doing a big misservice to themselves by just jumping into entrepreneurism right away. It's like becoming a doctor without going to medical school. It's like,
Yeah.
I just, there's certain basic principles that you have to know in order to be the most successful in the quickest way possible. If I opened up Wealthy Commercials 10 years ago without working in my family business or without working in any other industry, I believe it would have taken 8 to 10 years to get to where I am today in what I did in 2 years.
For real?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Amazing.
Do you have any questions from the live?
No, I have no questions on.
What's
on
up,
that.
live? And so,
Listen, we're taking questions on Facebook. We're taking questions on Instagram. We're taking questions from everybody. You guys have been awesome.
yeah. Hey, I have one last question.
Yes, what
How
do you
can I get a nice beard like yours?
Why? I think you're on your way, no?
No.
How long has it been?
I trimmed it, I think.
Yeah, I trim it because, I can't get it.
I'll
like
give you a
that.
shampoo. Don't worry. Okay, guys.
I can't appreciate
Thank you
it.
so much. It was great. Really
Thank
fun.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, boys. Really fun.
Thank you, guys.
Awesome.
Merci.
All right, awesome.